Hello everyone and welcome to this new video. I'm Ombra and today we're gonna talk about a new build for Gil Galad that counter completely the evil faction meta. This build is created by Vesi, an admin of the Gold community on Discord. If you're interested to join this Discord, I'm gonna leave you the link on the description of this video. We everyone know Kingly King, the skill of Gil Galad. In the first 2 rounds, the Elves unit in 3 allied formation have 70% chance to evade every single attack. That is a lot of sustain for the Elves unit with Gil Galad. If you run Gil Galad with the Swan Knight and 3 Elves in the other 3 formation, you're gonna have all your DPS and also your Gandalf the White protect with the evasion. On this build we try to pump the initiative of Gil Galad at maximum possible for be faster than the enemy DPS in the pre-battle phase. That means you can avoid all the single skill of the Nazgul in the pre-battle phase, and if you can do that you almost neutralize every single chance of evil faction to win. In the evil faction, commander like Cestaro, Undying, Witch King, Lotr, Camul, also Scalelm are all about the pre-battle phase damage, and if you can avoid this damage, you seriously remove in some case 50% of the damage potential. On other commander like Scalelm, if you can avoid that even more, because you can avoid Executioner and also Nazgul. So if you avoid the pre-battle phase damage versus a Scalelm, you are done. You don't gonna receive any other damage. You can avoid also the unique. But is that possible? Is possible have a Gil Galad with enough initiative for avoid this damage? I make the calculation. This is a simulation where I compare a normal Gil Galad with 35 of initiative with a Gil Galad with 68 if you run purple gear and 89 if you run best in slot gear. Of course we want the agility set on this kind of Gil Galad, and we also want the +6 item in every single slot of your equipment. Compare this 89 of initiative with the 2.0 gear with all the other commander like the Witch King, Undying, Cestaro, Scalelm, etc. We can found the Witch King is still faster than you cause have 100 of speed with the Field Beast. Undying have 73 of initiative with Field Beast and Golden Gear, and agility also. We say that with agility and no one run agility on Undying, but still you can avoid that pretty easy. Cestaro at the same way with perfect gear and also the Cowl with +6 and agility, and Field Beast have only 79, so you can avoid Cestaro pretty easy. Scalelm gonna have 100 with a perfect gear gold, and so you don't gonna have any chance if run Field Beast and also have the best in slot gear with agility. But if the enemy don't have the agility and have instead the War Cry, of course you're gonna have the chance cause the initiative gonna be 80 only. Camul with 91 have to have the perfect gear for be faster than you, otherwise gonna be avoided. Lotr gonna have 86, so you're gonna avoid pretty easy. Sauron full initiative gonna have 92 of initiative, so is superior than you if have perfect gear, have the chance of madness you. Sauron tank don't gonna have a chance of stole your buff, so you don't gonna have problem with them. So this simulation is with the Feldbeast, but what happen if you don't run the Feldbeast, cause no one anymore run Feldbeast on this kind of commander. Only if you run a full formation of Feldbeast have sense. So I made the same simulation with the Marauder, a unit very useful for the evil faction, the must use. In this case only Witch King and Scalelm are faster than you and need to have agility set, need to have the Cowl of the Forest and also weapon and accessory dedicated for speed. So in some scenario it's a realistic thing you can beat Witch King and Scalelm with this build. Not every scenario, cause of course also the enemy gonna build correctly, but for all the other commander like the Undying, Cestaro and Sauron, you're gonna have the initiative versus them. So if you fight Undying, one of the dangerous commander you can fight, you're gonna be fine. You're gonna cut completely the master weapon damage, you're gonna cut completely the Nazgul of Cestaro, you're gonna cut the Nazgul of Camul, the master weapon of Lotr. You don't gonna have the chance to lose any buff versus Sauron, and in a lot of scenario you're gonna also be faster than the Witch King and then Scalelm, cause like I said, agility is not the normal set everyone run. On Scalelm a lot of people think to run War Cry, so you have the chance to be faster than Scalelm. It's only 6 points, it's a Cowl of the Forest. Of course for running this build you need to sacrifice a lot of command and through troop defense from your Gil Galad, but you don't need that, cause your goal is that your DPS survive, not your tank. And also if we make a comparison of the two equipment, we can see the true damage reduction is not so different, in particular cause a lot of the damage from the evil faction come from the elemental damage. So if we talk about only the true damage reduction, in general physical damage reduction, we're gonna have with the Gil tank build 77.5% damage reduction versus the initiative build with 46.8%. And the difference in this simulation, where I try to inflict damage on Gil Galad each round, 30k of damage each round, we can see with the Gil initiative approximately on round 6 we're gonna have the full wipe of the army, when with the Gil full tank we don't gonna have any wipe for the 10 rounds, so you're never gonna die if you have the full command and troop defense Gil Galad with the Swan Knight. But first, you don't care if your tank survive, you want your DPS survive, and that's gonna save your DPS from getting hit. And also we need to consider a lot of damage of the evil faction is from elemental. So what's the real difference on the build if the damage is elemental? Is 39.8% damage reduction for the Gil tank versus 27.6% of the Gil initiative. So in this case the difference in terms of sustain is minimal, cause the Gil initiative gonna fall on the round 4, round 5, and the Gil full tank gonna fall in the round 5, so it's almost the same. There's not a big difference, one round only. But if you avoid the pre-battle phase, you don't gonna die at all, cause you're gonna cut the damage of 50%, so it's more damage reduction than what you're gonna gain with all the full gear, full damage reduction and full defense. Cause avoid the application of the skill like Nazgul, Weapon Master and Executioner in pre-battle phase means you don't gonna receive any hit for the rest of the battle. So if you wanna run this build, what you want on the skill is Kingly King Max, cause it's your main skill. Also you want the Alliance Leader for the damage reduction each round. You want to place 5 points on his cycle cause you want the stun. Follow the order of skill I say, so Kingly King, Alliance Leader, and then the spare point on his cycle and High King. Of course don't place point on his cycle until you have 5 points to place on that, cause you don't gonna have any benefit. If we talk about gear, you want the Cutlass, you want the Scout Mail for +3 of initiative, and you want the Horseman Helmet and the Drums of Moria for troop defense and command. This is the tank build with the addition of the Scout Mail. At purple level you don't gonna have a lot of initiative, but if you can reach the golden gear with the Reach of the Reader Mark, the Explorer outfit, the High Elf helmet and the Meron's Reins, you're gonna have a lot of initiative more with +24 of that, and you're gonna have your perfect build. Of course what you really want on that is the agility set is fundamental. You cannot run this build without the agility set, it's crucial. And talking about troop, you absolutely want the Swan Knight for give protection to your allied. If you don't have the Swan Knight, you can also run the Cataphract, but are a lot inferior cause don't have protection and are slower. Talking about the Relic of Gil Galad, the healing provided by that, if you run 3 health with them, it's decent, so in my opinion can be worth to refine, not like first item to refine of course, cause there's a lot of unique better than that, but can be useful if you have spare mithril, bring some refine on this item. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you like it, just smash like on that and also subscribe to my channel if you're not already. Let me know in the comment if you try this build and what the result you're gonna get. It's really important for me to have a feedback from the community for understand what you think about the build I suggest. Like always, I wanna remember you have an affiliated link with the game that allow you to buy gems from the official site of the game, and if you choose to use my link, the devs gonna recognize me a little commission of what you spend and you're gonna support directly my channel. You're gonna find the link in the description of the video and also in the first comment. Again, thank you for following me and see you in the next. Woo!